What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another Dragon Ball Legends video. My name is D-Free. Here today we're going to talk about some Twitter posts and announcements over on Twitter that do pertain to some new characters and stuff like that. So if you guys enjoy, hit that subscribe if you're new for more content. Quick note, first thing I want to go ahead and talk about is later tonight there will be maintenance, obviously, to go ahead and instate these characters. So there's going to be a shop maintenance, summon maintenance, and also PvP maintenance. I'm guessing PvP maintenance is to make the characters work in PvP, but I don't know. It's kind of weird considering that the season isn't over for another week in PvP. That being said, we're going to go ahead and take a look at some of the stuff here. So again, make sure you get your stuff done before 7 o'clock Pacific time. So anyways, so there are three characters that were actually teased in the V-Jump. Androids 14, 15, and a transforming Super Saiyan Vegeta. Some people were saying it was a free Vegeta. I saw that on Twitter a little bit last night. That's not true. I don't know where that came from. Also, over the course of the last couple of weeks since the V-Jump actually came out, there was reports of like Android 13 coming out, and there's nothing about Android 13 here right now. Now that's not to say he won't come like on the next banner or something, but they've obviously saved him for later, and we've seen them save stuff for later on numerous occasions in the game. For example, skipping Kaioken Goku for a long period of time, skipping Father Son Kamehameha and the Super Perfect Cell as well for a long period of time, skipping Full Power Frieza until now, right? Like it's still indefinitely. He's not coming out yet, but like they do that from time to time. So don't know what's going on with that, but we do have, again, a new banner of 3 characters, which is typically how it works anyway, including 14, 15, and a new Vegeta. So we're going to start off by taking a look at Android 14. We're going to read what they say about him and also watch his little explainer video. And bear with me. We're going to try to see if we can pinpoint anything actually like happening in the fight as well. So Android number 14 is coming. This aggressive android changes your blast arts into strike arts and buffs his strike damage upon entering the battlefield. Now, I've always loved it when characters have the green card that allows them to change the arts cards in their hand. It's quite good for a lot of their different kits, of course. So that's very nice to see. And he also, again, and buffs his strike damage upon entering the battlefield. So that part there, changing. So he's just a strike monster, basically. His special move, GG Atomic Blow, destroys the enemy's cards and has a chance to inflict Feint. I don't even care about Feint anymore, personally. I just go with it. I've been feinted so many times with SS3 Gotenks, I don't even care anymore. I've landed my feint so many times now that I don't care anymore. But I'm just happy it's not paralysis, because I will take paralysis with me. It is so annoying when you can't play the game for 15, 20 seconds or whatever it is. Feint is a one-time thing. You can't play the game, but as soon as they even tap attack you, it's over. Paralyze can restrict you from even switching out repeatedly. I've had it go paralyze. Okay, let me switch. Dang, I can't. Okay, it's gone. Let me switch now. Paralyze. Okay, seriously? Anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at it. Again, though, it doesn't sound like anything too crazy. I mean, he's going to be very good, obviously. Going to also be very good for the Androids team as if they needed more units to buff them, right? Hopefully, like, he's a Sagas from the movies type buffer. I would like to see that more than an Android buffer, personally, because there's so many double buffing Androids, and they're all, I mean, to be fair, they're all EXs, and some of them are good, so maybe double buff at 5-star. Give him double buff at 5-star, make him base Android, and then Sagas from the movie. Anyways, so let's go ahead and take a look at the video. Exterminate.
Analysis.
Okay, so nothing really happened in there at all, except for a couple of strikes and the special move, so nothing really to talk about there. But, again, changing your cards into another card is very helpful. Going in and having a strike bonus is very helpful as well. I'm going to assume he has another strike bonus and other things like maybe inflicting attribute downgrades to allow for more strike damage on the enemy in his kit as well. And, again, tonight we'll have the full-on breakdowns for them anyway, so be sure to come back for that. So we have Android number 15 here. Increases damage dealt by... So this is the one that I'm actually very excited about because I really love these types of characters, whether it's the GT Trunks or Kaba or any characters that does any sort of support type things like however they do it, whoever. So Android 15 is coming, increases damage dealt by allies and reduces tag Android. Any Android character, okay? Strike and blast arts cost when switching out with this support tech, Cyborg. So Cyborg, excuse me. When he's out there and he switches out, he increases their damage and reduces their cost. Nuts. Buffs allies and debuffs foes with his special skill and take damage reduced when cover changing. So he has cover cut. I'm going to assume it's 40%. Because that's more of the standard. Very few units have 50, but I mean, I guess it's possible. But anyways, you know, the only issue I have with cover cut is these units do so much damage now. Like, if you play PvP, you know this. And you know from, like, Rising Rush or whatever, these units just do so much damage. Offense is so prevalent in this game that it almost feels like cover cut just isn't worth it as much as it used to be anymore. But it's still nice to have, especially on a unit like him that wants to come in and out frequently, right? So increases damage dealt by allies. I'm going to say that's either 10 or 20%. I don't think it's going to be much more than that. It could go 25 maximum, but I don't think it's going beyond 20 personally, especially when you couple that with strike and blast arts cost going down, which I'm going to assume is -5, which is very good. That's very, very, very good. It's very good to get cheaper cards, man. It just helps with key management. It helps with extending your combos or just stuff like that. It's very good. Also, buffs allies and debuff foes. Okay, buff allies and debuff foes with his special skill. So he has another buff for allies. I'm going to say that one probably increases damage dealt, whether it's strike, blast, or general. I'm going to say that his special skill, the green card, does do that. And also debuffing enemies. I wonder what that is. Like, that could be a number of things. Key recovery down, inflicted damage up versus different types of damage up, whatever it is. You know, sustained strike damage. Who knows? But it's nice to be able to debuff as well, because it's not like he doesn't do enough already, right? The only thing he isn't doing at this point is healing the allies. So we'll see what happens with that. Take reduced damage when cover changing too. I already talked about that. It's good to have, especially on a unit like him that comes in and out frequently. But again, cover cut just in general is not, in my opinion anyway, as good. It's good, but it's not as good as it used to be early in the game. Anyways.
Fight, Vegeta!
That voice!
Database set. Reading move.
That bow tie. I feel it. I feel it. By the way, on a side note, that was the Vegeta that we're gonna look at next. But I don't think this is a different Trunks sprite. But stay tuned for maybe an EX Sword Trunks. Just keep that in mind. Very possible we get one. And the funny thing about that is, if we do get one, he'll probably be better than the old one that still is waiting a buff. And if not, then I'll just go out on a limb and say that Android 14 is going to be a yellow unit. Let's just come back and see how that works out. So anyways, we have Super Saiyan Vegeta transforming. So one of like a handful of transforming units. My only gripe with transforming units is that they're good, right? They're very, very good in a lot of scenarios, but and it's not a big deal. But like, for example, with Super Saiyan Gogeta, when he transforms, you have to transform him first before you can actually take advantage of the buffs that he would apply or get applied to him if you're using him on like a team with Bardock or whatever. So that's my only gripe with these types of characters, is that they don't get natural buffs on the beginning, right? And same goes for Shallot. Like, he's basically a Super Saiyan 2 version, or a Super Saiyan 1, whatever. But a Super Saiyan 2 is basically a version of that Super Saiyan Bardock. You have to transform him and then switch him out again to even get those bonuses, as opposed to having it innately, right? So let's see what they say about Vegeta. So, and by the way, Vegeta seems to be the most impressive from what they have here. I've actually read these cards already, or what they have. So, Go Super Saiyan, a new Vegeta unit is coming. Blast armor on regular strike arts. That is already insanely good. That, just having that in general is really good. Only a handful of characters have blast armor. In general, actually, maybe like, I'd say like maybe less than 10 units even have blast armor. Probably about 10. But very few actually have it on strike arts. Ones that come to mind mainly are all Lineage of Evil units. So anyways, moving on. Buff his special move damage and reduce its cost with each strike arts attack. That just sounds busted. That just sounds busted. Like, so what does it do? Like, how do you... What? Buff his special move damage. So his Gallic Gun or what? No, it's the actual, like, we'll see it in here. But buff the special move and reduces its cost. Like, what does it do? With each strike card, does it go up like 5% and -1 cost? Because that sounds like it could get very easily broken. And with each, makes it sound like it's not capped, but I'm all but certain it's going to be capped. Like, after like 3, it maxes out. You can't reduce it anymore, or whatever the case is, because it'd just be too broken. Especially because he has freaking strike armor, or blast armor on strike arts, excuse me. Pound your enemies with strike arts, then finish them off with a super-powered special move. Yeah, it sounds like that special move is going to do a lot of damage. Also, it will add a lot of value to the equipment that do bonus special move damage as well. So, anyways, and by the way, this guy with all the strike focus will assuredly be a melee unit too. And Vegeta just got an awakened silver equip, so that's going to be pretty helpful there. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at it.
Have you said your prayers?
Database check. Reading
I wonder what happened there, actually. Hold on. I wonder what happened there. Is that like, that looked like it was kind of like a counter? I don't know, but that'll in terms of the android, because the Vegeta stopped, and this could just be me overlooking it or overthinking it and them just doing weird stuff like they often do in these anyway. But that was a very interesting interaction. He stopped and just went away from it.
Database check. Reading
Scum.
By the way, okay, so a couple of things that I actually did notice here. We don't see them actually utilize the blast armor until he transforms, because there's not a scenario where it's even relevant. So that's something to keep an eye on, is if the Vegeta has it before transforming. It kind of, because of the fact that, again, they didn't even try to do it prior, makes me think that he might not. But again, you have to kind of look at this stuff a certain way because of the fact that the post is saying stuff. But I mean, like, I've already kind of said, like, yeah, they're not going to let his special move power up indefinitely. It's going to be capped. But they say with each, right? So, like, weird stuff like that. So we'll see what happens. But ultimately, again, Vegeta seems to be quite good. But the thing about this is I can't really get too impressed, because we have already a host of melee Vegetas now. We have the buffed red one. We have I believe the green one's melee, even though he's old or whatever. He needs to get buffed, whatever. We have the two god ones. Like, we don't we don't need many, but hopefully he's a Vegeta family buffer. A Vegeta family buffer would be quite helpful. Whether I assume it'd be a strike attack variant, maybe just strike attack, and then post 5-star strike defense, even though we have like freaking like 3 or 4 strike attack and defense Vegeta units. But we'll see what happens. So I can't be super impressed because we have so many melee units, but he does sound really good, and none of the other ones that I mentioned previously have blast armor. So we'll see what happens. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed. Of course, hit that subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch all of you guys in the next one.